All right. Bad historic anthology decks. Take one. Marit Lage's Slumber. When Marit Lage's Slumber, another Stow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. The beginning of your upkeep. If you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Marit Lage Slumber. If you do, create a Marit Lage legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying, indestructible, and guaranteed to get taken by Claim the Firstborn. We're also gaining Coldsteel Heart here as a ramp spell. As a ramp spell in the latest set. We get, it's a snow permanent, so it makes snow mana, lets us ramp to Chandra, helps us cast Graven Lore and Scry. So, in addition to Marit Lage's Slumber, we've also got 4 Faceless Havens hiding out in the mana base here as a win condition. Chandra's technically a win condition, so we're not all in on this, but we're, like, mostly in on this. Let me double check Jeff's mana really quick here. We've got 16... I guess if I'm playing this, I probably want to go down one of these up a snow-covered island. Probably the case. Puts me to 17 and 17. Alright. Let's go. Let's dive out. Let's play some games. Lose some games of Magic. If we run into decks that Anger of the God is good against, we'll probably be okay. Okay, well, like, wish kind of granted. We have, we have a matchup where Anger of the Gods is good. Hey, Fide. Been quite some time since I last sub. Hope the fam was safe. How has MTJ been out of touch for almost a year? Well, I took 4 months off myself. With the release of Kaldheim, I came back, and it's very reasonable to release a Kaldheim. I've been enjoying playing the format. Both standard and historic have been fun. Our main deck Negate here looking real bad against goblins. I'll look for an Anger of the Gods. Since they're missing a land drop here. That's true. We did summon the Godfather with the Godfather t-shirt.
You and I are gonna take him out. Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Kill the Snoop here. Hey, what's going on, Styles? Thanks for 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You can always see our current deck list by typing !deck in chat, folks.
Hey, watch it. This'll be easy.
So I played my land before I played Marit Lage's Slumber here, because I wanted to be able to cast Graven Lore if I found it with Chandra's +1. Hey, thanks for the 35 months, Isabus, and thank you for the very generous tier 2. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
You will regret this.
Play this to scry.
Oh, today's my lucky day. When people start screaming, I know I'm on track. If
We
you
just
play
do that.
fire,
So we've got
it's
5, 6 snow permanents. Crocolock, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for keeping me around. Well. Do I make mana with Chandra and then only scry 3 with this, so that way I can have the most mana left over, so I can have something like a Supreme Will up here? I think that's the play.
Yup, you're going down.
Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna bottom this. Do I keep the snow land? I think so. It lets me scry 1 for next turn. Drew another one of those already.
I don't need this.
6, 7. Chuck this in and pass. I'm gonna go shovel the driveway here in a second and dig through snow. Six, 8. Hey, rookie, thanks for the 27 months. Welcome back.
Let's do this.
You know, maybe I should have kept... Maybe I should have kept the Cold Heart on top.
This'll be easy.
Because this gets me to 10 faster. Okay, if we don't die to a Muxus here, we're in a great spot. We could theoretically die to a Muxus here. Just cast a Grinko. Yeah, and I took the second sweeper because if they hit Muxus and didn't hit haste, this would let us survive.
You will be a pile of ashes! Yup, you're going down.
Man, the Scry, I underestimated how good the Scry one on this was gonna be. By a lot. Yeah, the Scry's been real impressive so far.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Alright, match one, game one, not bad. We scryed a couple of cards to the bottom that game, chat. We scryed a couple of cards to the bottom that game. All right, so I want these. I want cages. I know she was like okay that game because our opponent had a slowish start, but is this a Chandra out matchup? Hey, thanks for the 50-month resub, Incendium. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I feel like I have Graven Lore and Search for card advantage. No, so Search is slow, but Search provides smoothing, and you can't cut all of your card advantage in a control deck, otherwise you're going to run out of gas. Probably a Coldsteel Heart out matchup. We can trim a couple of those if we're getting rid of Chandra. That seems reasonable. Four mana piece of spot removal is really not good against goblins. Is this the preview server? It's really adorable that you think I would be invited to a Wizards preview server. You're not new here, Meta Magic Missile. You've got a 22-month sub badge next to your name. I think I'm supposed to mulligan this. I think having Cage or a Sweeper in my opener has a lot of value. Seems fine. Not amazing, but fine. It might be right to play Steam Vents on one here. I don't know. They're probably going to play a 2-drop and then I kill it with Frostbite. If they play like the 2-2 that plays cards off the top of their deck. Yeah, snoop this. No turn 1 play sounds like a bad goblin hand. I actually think that's completely untrue. One of the reasons why goblins is good is because it doesn't need to be aggressive. It grinds going long, especially against decks like what we're playing. The opponent's archetype is very, very grindy. Yeah, maybe I tried to play this first. That way I can play the snow and get a scry with this. I can see that. So, with Cage, there isn't an incentive to kill the Snoop right away, because they can't cast things off the top of their deck with Cage anyways. So, definitely rather have this to kill something like a Chieftain here. Let me restart Cardboard Live on the off chance they updated it, but yeah, Cardboard Live is a third-party application that does not have support from Wizards of the Coast, so generally speaking, they tend to be slow to update things. Is that the best draw in my deck? I think it was. They're gonna breed me an end of turn and then untap and Muxus. Well, we get to Scry 1 and then Scry 3. Scry 1 and then 3 is different than Scry 4. I know that sounds kind of pedantic, but it's actually a pretty important distinction. Hey, K. Smith, thanks for the 29 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I think we're in a pretty okay spot at the moment. Not guaranteed to win by any means, but I think we're definitely ahead. I think we just full bottom here. Sure. Hey, we'll move it. Thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I could have been right to keep one land there, but like, the odds of us not seeing another land in 4 looks as low. Obviously, we hit that low percentage here. Alright, Azcanta gets to flip next turn. I gotta keep this. I kind of just want snow permanence at this point, right? And honestly, I think I anger this War Chief so we don't die by mistake here. And then I'm going to put a redundant Cage into play here. I think we're just looking for things that play to the board. I didn't have a mana to play the second Cage out. Should I just keep all these? It's like a little scary. So if I want to hold up Faceless Haven as a blocker, I can't hold up Azcanta. I'm gonna live on the edge and activate Azcanta. Yeah, if I play the second Slumber, you scry one twice as accurate. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 snow permanents, so we're 3 off at the moment. Man, these Fabled Passages reshuffling things we've bottomed is real awkward. So I can animate Faceless Haven, block Skirt Prospector, Frostbite plus Abrade, kill the Muxus. The Historic Anthology gives you a playset of all the cards. I named red on this, right? Yeah. Just make sure we don't mess that up and die. Okay, look at that auto tapper, chat. Don't trust it. Burn spells do we have left? Enough. Wait. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I activate this and find my second Coldsteel Heart, we kill them next turn? Or we get a thing next turn? We'll take that as a consolation prize. I wanna leave up Faceless Haven here as a blocker in case they hit a haste goblin. This really needs a number on it. Is the Fling land too awkward to run here? I mean, I don't think that card really solves a lot of problems that we have. If you can survive long enough to get enough permanents in play, you're probably surviving long enough to get another one. I think I'm just keeping the Supreme Wills, right? I need the land. We need the land for the Marit Lage, but then I think we just want two counterspells. You can describe Claim the Firstborn as a problem that we have. Nah, I think the decks that are going to play Claim against you, you could just board this out and kill them. Kill them with creature lands eventually. Survey says, I've assembled all the pieces to Exodia. What say you, opponent? Well, I mean, I said if we hit matches where Anger of the Gods were good, we were probably going to be okay. Goblins is definitely a matchup where Anger of the Gods is good. It's like a fair Dark Depths. I don't know, Dark Depths in and of itself is like super fair. It's other cards that interact with Dark Depths that make it busted. We just need to avoid Shadow. I mean, we need to avoid Claim the Firstborn. I've got Ratchet Bombs and stuff in my sideboard for that. Alright, I assume we're getting Shadowed. Be too cheeky to play the enchantment that gives a creature haste and trample or cycles. To set a low bar, that suggestion sounds less bad than like things like Fling. That's at least a 1-mana cantrip. I don't know what we'd fit in, but sure, that could be okay. Let's see if Historic has enough Death Shadow Enablers. It definitely does, Eridaz. Icebind Pillar. Stop recommending shitty limited cards for my constructed deck, chat. Here's a quick flow chart. If the card you're suggesting isn't currently standard playable, it's probably not historic playable either. Just for the quick maths for you. before anybody suggests I frostbite this Death Shadow, my opponent has a Ramanap Runes in play. So the reason why I'm not frostbiting the Death Shadow is because it would be a very bad play. Okay, so we need Anger of the Gods plus another Frostbite. Yeah, we get a lot of looks here. To people recommending bad cards to turn my control deck into a linear combo deck, the card that takes 10 things to put into play is not a combo card. We are not a linear combo deck. Getting 10 snow permanents is not something you can do quickly to race people. Marit Lage's Slumber is a control card. By keeping second Chandra, she's a chance for us to kill these shadows in conjunction with something else, right? So I think so. It's close, though. Yeah, second Chandra means I have a good chance to kill the other shadow here. So, like, I get to, like, down tick for 4. They'll pay 1. I get to frostbite it. Silly opponent. Should have saved their lightning strike for their own face. They could have saved their shadow and killed me, chat. So pretty big misplay here. Them lightning striking my Chandra instead of saving it to lightning strike themselves. Oh, that's great. This is gonna come as a shock to you, but I think there's a good chance my red control deck is not good against 1 mana 8/8s. This will surprise and stun many of you at home, I am certain, to find out. But I expect us to be very bad against Death Shadow. I got a couple of Ratchet Bombs here. The opponent's archetype is a linear deck. People who wanted to, like, be big-brained and feel smart always touted Death Shadow as being, like, this pillar of virtue and fairness in Modern. Those people were very dumb. The reason why Death Shadow was always playable in Modern was because it could kill people on turn 4. Death Shadow played interaction in Modern so it could stop people that were trying to kill it on turn 3, and so it could stop people from killing it on turn 3 only. It largely used its interaction as anti-interaction to stop people from killing its shadows. Draw. And that's not, for the record, me saying you shouldn't enjoy playing Death Shadow. It's just me pointing out the reality that, like, it's not, like, Jund. It's not some kind of incredibly fair deck.
I know. Today's my lucky day.
This card is interesting in their shadow deck. I feel like this card could get them into trouble. Street Wraith's a big deal. Not having Street Wraith is a big deal. Street Wraith's a really powerful card. Hey Milo, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate the entire year. Welcome back. Alright, one Anger of the Gods, please, Chandra.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
And we're playing Marit Lage's Slumber, Time Lord. We're not just playing a deck based on... We didn't just add an artifact ramp that's worse than Mind Stone to our deck. Pretty good. Claim to fame is legal in this format, yes. Man, we're one mana short of being able to +2 and then do this. That's so unfortunate. No, the Historic Anthology's only been live for 40 minutes, Dr. Jensen. We're in match 2, game 2 of the first deck of the day. Yeah, the Death Shadow deck, there's a couple of different details you could build it into, but like, a lot of the cards you want to be playing are pretty straightforward.
I'm the best fire starter there is.
Our opponent is really good at drawing multiple Death Shadows every game without any cantrips in the red-black deck, though. It's a good skill against my blue-red deck. Honestly, it might just be right to put a bunch of Ratchet Bombs in my sideboard. I think we make mana here and then cast this Graven Lore.
You're going down.
Man, that's really unfortunate. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom the land there?
We're done here.
Got her. Going to 3 is a bold strategy. Wonder how that one's gonna pay off for him. I guess, do I keep Sweltering Suns to kill the Murderous Rider? Probably. This is nice. Lets me kill the knight and save the Ratchet Bomb for a Death Shadow. I probably want a third and maybe a fourth Ratchet Bomb in the sideboard. We're going to be playing against Shadow in the format. I mentioned the other day that I wasn't going to build and play Death Shadow of my own volition because I'm expecting a lot of other people to work on it, but I had a donation to play it, so I am still taking viewer submissions for deck lists. So we will be building a Death Shadow deck later today. Once I'm done playing with Marit Leeches. I guess they can go Death Shadow Fling Me here, and I could die. Maybe that's a reason to keep the Supreme Will we bottomed earlier. Part of me wants Cage to stop their call the Death Dwellers, but I'm also Ratchet Bombing on one, so it's probably not a good play. Got some of these on the draw. Honestly, it could be right to bring in Jace here because it bounces things. They made it 2020 yet? Yeah, both of the first two games that we played. We beat Goblins 2-0, making 2020s. Don't mulligan against discard decks, chat. Just keep your hand that has lands and spells. I assume since they took this, that means they have another one here. And they're planning to take my Coldsteel Heart away again. Maybe they have an Abrade? I agree. The historic anthologies are great. I like their plan that they're doing with them. How they're introducing things to the format with them. No Sarzi, thanks for the follow. Dylana Kandowski, missed that one a little bit ago. Welcome to Hooglandia. I'm just gonna go ahead and Frostbite this so I can Graven Lore next turn. You know, a second double red card is a reason to name red again on here. I mean, the actual answer is Hidden Flame. We don't know what optimal Death Shadow decks look like yet. People need to take the time to build them and figure them out. Yeah, remember, if you're think the historic anthology cards are sweet and you're interested in playing something excellent in the upcoming tournament, be sure to check out the Hooglandia Open Series event that's going to be coming up. I don't think I want to hit them with Faceless Haven because I don't want their Death Shadow to be large. I could be right to cycle one of these here. Feels Magic Man. Bottomed 4 lands, drew 5 lands in a row. That's cute. I don't know if that's very good, but it's definitely cute. Oh, fuck this game sometimes. Oh, just actual factual 10 lanes in a row. The classic scry 4 lands to the bottom, draw 5 straight lands in a row. I could see running as many as 4 Ratchet Bombs, honestly, if there's going to be a lot of Shadow decks running around. I don't need this extra Abrade. This card's, like, fine against some other things, too. I'm gonna go up to 3 at least. We're not cutting a land, chat. Don't make changes to your deck every time you get unlucky. It's just part of the game. It's okay, I promise. Sand's fine. This is technically a 3rd piece of mana. Mods, can we stop playing the game where we time mods out again when they come back? Because it's difficult. It makes my life harder having to unban people and then give them the mod swords. It could honestly be right to play Search for Azcanta this turn as opposed to this, because this helps me find my land drop naturally. Hey chat, remember the previous game where we literally drew 10 lands in a row? Good chat. I think this is actually a Ratchet Bomb matchup. Ticking this up to 3 actually sounds really good here. Negate sounds bad. I don't think this is a cage matchup. Just gonna go ahead and 1-for-1 this anger. I have another sweeper in my hands, and this thing's gonna get out of range of it otherwise. I mean, we're not really playing blue-red tempo, Greaseball. I get that our deck has the same colors, and you being a member of Twitch chat, it's tough to distinguish things that have the same colors from things that are functionally different, but I promise you they're different.
You want to play with fire, huh?
I think I'm gonna make mana and play Coldsteel Heart here. This could be a little greedy. Could be right to just down tick and kill this. That's one of my big Magic pet peeves. People are like, oh, I play a deck just like that, a blue-red deck just like that. And they like start listing what cards they play, and you're like, your deck isn't anything like what we're playing actually, and it's weird that you would compare them. Same thing happens in Rune Tarot with their different champion cards. People will often be like, well, I'm playing a deck with that champion too, and it's like, well, you're not really, right? They boarded in Rest in Peace, but why? If you're having Twitch audio issues, try refreshing your stream, or try changing the quality on your stream if refreshing doesn't fix it. Maybe they think we're a Torrential Gear Hulk deck.
This'll be easy.
I think I just deal 2 to them here and then Sweltering Suns, right? It does technically turn off Azcanta, sure. That's accurate. Hey, what's going on, Bob? Land you running the cycling aggro deck. I think like 15 to, I think somewhere between 14 and 16. And then I probably want all 8 1-mana cycling lands in red and white. I think would be my starting point.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Dunk. Alright, so we're going to be trading Ratchet Bomb for the Valkyrie here. So they don't hit my Chandra. Yeah, I want to play some more Black Devotion before the open. Probably not today or tomorrow, because it doesn't have new cards in it, but sometime soon for sure. Alright, Chandra's got to kill that one, otherwise it starts activating. Faceless Haven punching the clock and going to work here for us. Slap lands are great. I don't think Leyline of Sanctity sounds like a very good card in Historic. To my knowledge, there is not a largely burn-based aggressive deck in the format. Even the red-based aggressive decks, you tend to play a lot of creatures. What is a slap land? It's a land that slaps your opponent in the face. Yeah, there's no, like, hyper-efficient burn deck like in Modern. I do this so I can just Sweltering Suns on 3 here. You play Shatterskull Smashing? It's like Lage. No, I don't think so, press a pick. I'd play 14 to 16 dual lands and then like 8 cycling lands.
Hey, over here.
Ratchet Bomb. Punching the clock and going to work. Oh, just no basics. Yeah, there aren't really cards like Path to Exile in this format that punish you for not playing basics, and Field of Ruin seems pretty infrequent play. Well, you get to play Pathways, the Fastland, and Sacred Foundry, and maybe you play a couple of planes. So you have three red white duels now. Yeah, we have the Fastland for red white.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Maybe I'm supposed to hold up Supreme Will here. I don't know. Getting Azcanta going has a lot of value. Well, I don't have 2 blue Tumos.
This'll be easy.
Maybe I'm supposed to plus for mana there. Yeah, that was wrong. This turn I was supposed to plus for mana so I could hold up Supreme Will. They're gonna play like Skyclave Apparition. I'm gonna lose the game. Oh, excuse me? Oh, I forgot to do these. I was just so excited. For those of you that haven't played with this Chandra before, the game is over. Every time I cast a spell, I get to deal 5 to something. Yeah, especially, like, I bet they have Skyclave Apparition in their deck. They definitely should have cast it on their turn to try and stop Chandra from ulting. This might be wrong because it kills my other Ratchet Bomb. I'm holding on to this because it's a deal 5, so. You have another collecting company? Opponent's a real trooper, but you really just don't beat Chandra's emblem. It's really good, yeah. It's pretty hard to brick with flipped Azcanta. And like, they're through 3 collected companies, which is their source of card advantage. I just clicked to do, yeah, no partial mulligans is a tough one to get used to. Okay, that's adorable. It makes my life a little harder. My Chandra emblem only deals 4 now, chat. Basically unplayable. So if I Shatterskull for, I have to X's 4. This is 6, and then I pay one, and both of these die. Chat, if I pay 6, I'm not gonna be able to pay mana. I'm not gonna be able to pay mana for this, okay? I have to pay 1 twice here. Twitch chat could figure out how to lose with the Chandra emblem. I'm gonna try not to. I definitely have faith Twitch chat could figure out how to lose with Chandra's emblem.
A pure soul can inspire others. I have lost too much.
We are firmly in garbage time, but our opponent ain't no quitter. I'm gonna leave this on 3. Leaving this on 3 insulates from another collecting company. Alright, with Chandra, I'm gonna kill this. I forget how good Ratchet Bomb is in these blue-red decks. It's like being able to answer all sorts of stuff is busted.
You wanna go, tough guy? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
There's technically a world where they end-step company and then kill me here, but... we could frostbite our own thing. Yeah, that's true. Good call. Yeah, Diamond is the rank before Mythic. Our deck seems to be much better when we don't scry 4 lands to the bottom and then draw 5 more lands. Yeah, our deck seems fine. Got some okay interaction, got some powerful finishers. Hey, Fig, thanks for the half year. Glad to have you playing in the open. excited to host here in a week and a half or so. You Death Shadow. No, we drew 9 lands in a row. Thanks for the 16 months. So here, welcome back. Good morning. This is probably a matchup where this is pretty bad. I imagine they're on binding. Our hand is definitely very bad here to start. These are all cards we likely want to board out in this matchup. Screen sharing aspect. You are required to use Discord to screen share. If you're going to play in the tournament, I would request that you take a second when you sign up to read through all of the rules and procedures. There are a bunch of details on the tournament page detailing what's required of participants to play. So again, if you're going to play in that event, it is not optional to share your screen upon request. If we request that you share your screen and you fail to comply, you will be dropped from the tournament regardless of your current record. Until we have a spectator mode for Magic Arena, that'll be a requirement for those events. And if you're not sure how to do that, Discord super easy to do it in. All of the instructions are on the tournament page with all the details. Do you have to use a webcam? No. In fact, I don't want your webcam. No audio, no picture of you. I want just your game screen. Listen, chat, I'm not Wizards of the Coast. I'm not putting webcams of random people on my Twitch stream. Come on now. Ideally, I wouldn't have to screen share random people's screens either, but, you know. We play with the cards we've been dealt, so to speak. Yeah, no people peeing in the background is the goal. Ooh, Golos is a reason to keep Abrade. That's not one I was thinking about. We thankfully have the Shatterskull Smashing for 5. But yeah, that's something to think about for Abrade versus the Frostbite. I used the Abrade and the Frostbite on the Yoring, so it's a little bit more resource efficient. Saving the cheaper card for later. Did people peeing in the background actually happen? Yes, it happened on Wizards of the Coast official stream. For one of the Pro Tours, I think. Alright, they topped a card here, so hopefully we're not about to get ultimatumed. Just to go those, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm bottoming the land, so I think the odds of this popping off are low, and there's a good chance we draw another land anyways in 2 draws. I think they have gods in their deck. Yay, slap lands. You know, I'm actually going to go ahead and Impulse here. But me and a leak is not relevant at this point. I would love a Chandra.
What? My hair is on. Yup. You're going down.
Feels bad, man. It's one we wanted to draw for sure. I take a World Tree build around submission, sure. I don't think it'd be very good, but I'd take your money to lose with it for an hour.
Oh, today's my lucky day.
Could be wrong to smack them with this, just because it exposes it to a removal spell, and it's one of our snow permanents. Like, if I hadn't gotten my other 2 killed, we'd have a Marit Leech by now. I don't know, I feel like they're gonna ultimatum us here soon anyways, and it probably doesn't matter either way. Escape shift resolves. Decent, thanks for the 2 months, welcome back. I would just like to give a shout out to Wizards of the Coast for printing cards like Grafdigger's Cage and cards like the one that's in Standard right now, and then templating all of their cheat spells cards out of library to cast from exile, so Grafdigger's Cage doesn't actually do anything against them. It's real annoying. I think we keep the Abrades because they kill Golos. We'll bring in the counter spells and stuff. Extra threats and card advantage. Yeah, the living end problem. To be fair, Precipic, the play-draw differential in Magic isn't really worse than the play-draw differential in chess. How common is Ultimatum in Historic? Not that common at the moment, and Roiling Vortex is a very narrow card. Especially considering my deck has access to counterspells. I think I'd much rather just have counterspells. Turn-based games always have that problem. I'm going to give you a 10-minute timeout for posting stupid bullshit. Turn-based games don't always have that problem. I'm not a huge fan of Legends of Runeterra's current constructed format, but like they have sample sizes of over 1 million games that show that going first versus going second in Runeterra has less than a fraction of a percent differential. So, no, it's not all turn-based games have that problem. It's lots of turn-based games don't have designs to properly balance going first versus going second, so there is a differential. But this idea that it's just like an inherent flaw inside of a turn-based game is just very ignorant and silly. It's justification of bad designs. If Magic wanted to reduce the differential on the play versus the draw, they could do so with different designs. They choose not to. Don't pretend like it's a requirement when it's not. What are the percentages for chess? No, it's like 5 or 6%, I believe. It's high. Look on Wikipedia. It's much higher than you think it is. Going first is a pretty big advantage in chess. That's why, generally speaking, in chess tournaments, you often have to win a game on the play and on the draw, is my understanding, going first and going second. In modern chess history, it's 55-45. Yeah, it's a 10% differential. You're up 10% on the play. In proper chess tournaments, you need to take a 2-win lead. Yeah, exactly. That's how they mitigate the variance there, which is a sweet way to do it, honestly. That's one of... I'm happy to be back playing Magic, and I like it as a game. Magic is a fun game, even if it has its ups and downs. But, like, one of the things, like, the person I just timed out, that they were like, well, play-draw differential is just part of games. It's like, well, it's really not. And it always baffles my mind how... people... How people who play Magic write off things that are problems that could be addressed as, well, that's just how it has to be. And it's big, this is how my father and my father's father did it, so it's good enough for me energy. What reasonable steps could Magic reduce to play draw differential? Well, there's lots of things. Well, there's things like you just said there, where they could take intentional design... They could intentionally design cards in their format to not reward you more on the play versus the draw. But they could also do other things outside of that. They could restructure parts of Magic to give bigger benefits for being on the draw other than getting one extra card. So it's both. It's part of this is yes, we could change the design principle, but another part is we could change the core rules a little bit here and there. And as for what do I think they should do to change it, I don't know. I'm not a game designer. I'm just someone that likes playing games. One of the things that's really stupid about late stage capitalism is there's this idea that, like, if you want to complain about a problem with a product that you're buying, you have to be able to fix that problem in order for your complaint to be valid. And that couldn't be a larger pile of bullshit. It's not your job as a consumer to fix the product that you're unhappy with if you're paying money for it. That is purely late-stage capitalism trying to make you work for free to fix their problems. We're bottoming that. Looking for Negates and Disdainful Strokes. I'm gonna cast this now while it's guaranteed to resolve. I did say I wanted some negates, chat. I did specify some negates. And you know what? In. Oh, you know what? I punted here. Because they're a discard deck, I should have taken all 3 negates and left the Graven Lore hidden. That's actually a really big mistake. Yep. An opponent correctly identifying and taking my card advantage here. Good, well played on the opponent's part this turn. We can double Abrade this. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that one can stay. The apologies if you wanted audio. Magic Arena has decided that's not something that you get to have at home, chat. Yeah, if the audio is Twitch's fault, it'll get distorted. If the audio is Arena's fault, it'll just start missing parts of it. I'm going to let this resolve. Just let them know we've got a bunch of negates. So they can take 2 here. If we wanted audio, we would have worked harder for it. Yeah, exactly. Bottoms up. You love to see it, chat. Ten. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a big boy.
I've got it all figured. I think I know what to do.
The International Year of Civic made us forget that. Remember when, chat, do you remember a simpler time when the biggest problem card in Standard was the introduction of Hydroid Crisis? Do you remember looking back naively? Why not bounce and have lethal? Well, this can't attack this turn, so that seems like a good reason to not bounce. They could have 2 counterspells here. Do we just bounce Noodle and make Hydrate Crisis block? I think we just, like, bounce Noodle, fire up the Faceless Haven, send in the idiots, right?
Think fast.
He's dead, Jim. You've murdered him. Okay, and they know about this negate. I don't know if you could tell, by the way, but there's a person in this artwork for scale. You see him right down there in the middle on the little bit of ice. I imagine they don't last very long. Probably accurate. Man, brutal. Alright, so Chandra's a lethal draw. The historic anthology information is bugged in the client, believe it or not. You get a full playset. I believe it says one of each card. It's a full playset. All right. 4 looks at 4 Chandras, chat. Nailed it. We even beat back to the negation.
I know.
I'm honestly surprised at how often we've killed people with 2020s in this set. Like I was expecting Slumber to be a lot worse than it has been. I don't think our deck is gonna break the format by any means, but it's felt like super reasonable as far as like win conditions go in our 2-color deck. Yeah, no joke, the scry on the enchantment has been like super reasonable. Like adding scry 1 to all of your lands has been sick. All of our lands has been sick. Yeah, this is the first one, O'Hare. The cards didn't release until almost 2 hours ago, and then we spent the first half hour working on deck ideas. Sure. Don't mulligan against the Thoughtseize deck if you can avoid it, chat. That would kind of surprise me, Precipic. It's a pretty straightforward linear deck. Seems like it would check a lot of the boxes I'd want to check in this format. We definitely don't have enough cards for this style of matchup. Leaving Abrades in post board feels real bad. Got me. So I'm Marit, Lage slumbering here. The question is, do I want to scry 1 next turn, this turn? Probably. My life total doesn't really matter if I bolt with this next turn, right? They also might counter this. If they counter this, we'll play this tapped. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I should have put this. Nah, I guess if they counter this, I want to play the other land. Binding would be rough here for us. Is Jawari Disruption played in Historic? It's not Grimmelden. Censor is legal in this format. actually pretty okay with that one. I guess they can take our land, technically. They might be greedy and do that. Should probably take a Graven Lore, though, or the counterspell. Yeah. Not worth bolting to hold up Dispute. Well, I don't have 2 blue mana if I play this, so cannot hold up Dispute. Man, that's close. I think so. Yeah, happy to run back Blood Sun, DZ. Probably won't be till, not even probably, won't be till tomorrow at the soonest, though. Because I want to play all decks today that have historic anthology cards in them. I don't think any of the new cards go into there, right? I guess maybe you play Think Twice in there. Don't touch that dial. That audio bug is not you, it's Arena Chat. Man, getting hit by your opponent's 1 of 2 games in a row in their 80 card deck just feels so fucking miserable. Just feels real bad. I guess I'm keeping all of these, and we're trading. Oh, I can't even trade that for this. Ugh. All right, let's readjust our sideboard. I think I want some more Disdainful Strokes. Vorinclex puts half counters on all of our things. So she only enters with 3 loyalty. I think I don't want these because I have Supreme Will that already draws dead as a counter in the late game. I think I want another Stroke. Yeah, they had their 1 of Vorinclex 2 games in a row. We beat it once. I feel like I want to cut something out of the board here for another card for the control matchups. I definitely feel like I didn't have enough cards to bring in. Like, I have like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards I potentially want to cut here, and I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment. We don't need this many cages with all the creature removal and stuff we have. Too bad Kranos isn't legal. Kranos isn't a playable card anymore. Modern looked very different when that card was playable. That's not a card that I would play even if I had access to it. War Boss for the control matchups. Nah, I don't think that's true anymore. The control decks are playing Yorion, which means they basically always have answers to creatures now. And they play things like Binding of the whatever. So again, always have answers to creatures basically. So looking to punk them out with something like that isn't good. You'd much rather play counter spells to interact with their payoffs. You're not going to be able to run them out of the game, so you'd rather be able to interact with their payoffs as the game goes long. I think just like 4 negates and 4 strokes is probably the axis I want to fight that on. Do 1 more with this, then we'll pivot over and do some Death Shadow. Three mana Chandra is bad for the same reason that what's it called? I just described as bad. War Boss. You're not gonna aggro those decks out of the game. You'd much rather be able to interact with their high impact payoffs. So counter magic is much better than cards that try and race them that are gonna fail most of the time. Alright, with this draw, this is probably a spell. Hey, look at that, chat. Our opponent's not clueless anymore. Clues, for people not familiar with them, weren't playing then. 2 mana artifacts that pay 2 to sacrifice to draw a card. Some red mana here. I'm curious what Runeterra first design-wise to mitigate the going first variance. Every player plays every turn in Runeterra. Just the game from a core design perspective is designed with that kind of balance in mind. The only thing that rotates back and forth in Runeterra is who gets to attack changes back and forth. And the way their designs work, there are some cards that would rather be attacking second and some cards that would rather be attacking first. So there's actually decks that would rather have the attack token second. Like Magic's a game. Think of the best way to describe Runeterra's turn structure to a Magic player is imagine if you drew a card and untapped your lands every turn in Magic. And the only thing that rotated was whose turn it was to attack and whose turn it was to block. Hopefully the gods are feeling angry today. This is where the Magic the Gathering happens. Welcome to the channel, folks. Hope you're having a wonderful day. At least the 5th land in a row was a creature land. Does that mean Runeterra cards are equivalent of instances /flash? Yeah, think of it's almost like every creature in Runeterra has haste and every creature has flash. But the priority system also works a little bit different in Runeterra compared to Magic, so that's not really a one-to-one translation, but at a super reductionist level, that's how you would explain it. There's a little more nuance than that to it when you get into the details. That's actually a very good draw. Okay, so I have 4. So I can Chandra into plus for mana, anger, play a tap land.
Today's my lucky day.
Yes, you get a full playset when you buy the anthology. It's a very good turn, yep.
I am out of here.
Yep, anger means they don't get their 1/1 spirit token either, which is great for us. It's not even that good without cards in their bin, but it's gonna poke me for damage, so it's whatever. It goes +2, which means it's tough to kill. So, if I keep all of these, I draw this for the turn, and then I draw Coldsteel Heart with Chandra's +1. And I have enough mana to Coldsteel Heart, Marit, Lage, is Slumber. Yeah. Scry 5. Top all 5 of them.
You want to play with fire, huh? This'll be easy.
Scry 5. Keep them. Your turn. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 1 snow permanent off of popping out off the Slumber. Yeah, we actually didn't rearrange them. We just like looked at them and kept all of them how they were.
I'm the best fire starter there is.
Ooh, that's true. I technically missed a scry by not playing this before I did this. No, that doesn't matter, because if I haven't done this yet, I know what card's on top of my deck. Yeah, so my sequencing was fine. Okay, chat, they have a plan. Kind of scary, honestly. We could get burned out here. So if I activate this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then we'll make mana with Chandra and kill their Chandra.
Yup, you're going down. Guess you don't need me anymore. Oh, today's my lucky day.
I'm not attacking with this because if it dies, I don't get a token.
This is just gonna be bad for you. I know, I know. This'll be easy.
When you make your Marit Lage and didn't even need it. Shout out to the opponent, letting us bunk with our 2020. Bing bonk, bing bonk. Alright, so a question we have here is how big do we think they're gonna be post-boards? Like, they had planeswalkers, but they also had like some dorky things we wanted to sweep away. Feel like I want these. What do we think of Abrade out here? And keep the Frostbites and the 4 sweepers we have? I don't know that I want sweepers 5 and 6. Let's do this. Lex Claws, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Welcome everybody hanging out. Great to see almost 1,300 people in here for Historic. If you're excited to play some Historic with the Historic Anthology, be sure to check out the Hoaglandia tournament coming up on the 21st. If you haven't seen our tournament series before, it was on a little bit of a hiatus while I took a Magic break, but it's back now. It's a more casual setting as far as tournament Magic is concerned. Just has a $5 entry fee, and the prize structure in it is very flat. So everybody that gets is a double elimination tournament. Everybody that gets at least 4 match wins gets prizes. So it's not like most other esports and Magic's tournament, first place is double, second place is double, third and fourth place. Ours doesn't work that way. Prize pool scales very flatly. Hey chat, Tithe Taker makes sure Fabled Passage costs 1 on their turn. Don't get got. There's still a burrito prize. Yep, yeah, there's still random door prizes. A couple, not everybody that goes 3-2 will get prizes, but some of them will. We'll also be giving out 2 sweetest deck door prizes as well. So my co-commentator and I will take a peek at all the decks that people played, and we'll each pick out a deck list that got at least 2 match wins.
That's enough.
Only 3 kids, DMS. Easy peasy. Just play an aggro deck. You'll be fine. Double Adanto Vanguard. All right, I think we've died, chat. I believe we have died. All right, so it feels like they boarded down. I think I actually want the extra angers. I know these don't kill Adanto, but they pressure my opponent's life total, which is great. Same thing with these Abrades. We can the way our blue-red deck deals with Adanto is making our opponent for themselves enough that it gets off the table. Yeah, their curve was super good. Our hand was kind of mediocre. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. We have 2 search for Azcantas after they thought seize us on 1. I think that was pretty close to my opponent's ideal draw. That's fine. That's why Magic's a great best of 3 game, you know? You get punked by an ideal draw, you get a 3rd game to try and recover. Be cycling the Sweltering Suns, I think. Is there an origin to the term punked? Yeah, it's an old TV show reference, right? Early 2000s, late 90s? Ashton Kutcher, yeah.
Alright, that's it!
I'm gonna shock this in, because if Chandra hits Graven Lore, I want to cast it.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, now you're asking for it. Yup, you're going down.
I'm gonna play this second search for Azcanta here because it uses my mana, and it means if there's a good card on top of my deck next turn, I can flip Azcanta without getting rid of it. Just puts a 7th card in my bin. So, we want to burn this card anyways, but had there been a card worth keeping there,
This'll be easy.
come in for Shatterskull Smashing. Zanser's a Planeswalker. Then I get to activate, search for Azcanta with the rest of my mana here.
Well, that was a disaster. What? Today's my lucky day.
Well, I guess I can actually play the Coldsteel Heart this turn. Sure. I have 1 floating. Opponent kind of getting magic tier. Yeah, welcome to the game. How's this deck been? It's been very reasonable. We've made a lot of Marit Lage tokens. I am content with the performance of what our deck has done today. I'm also pretty biased because I love casting this card though. So you know, take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna make mana here, not because I plan to use it, but because I'm gonna leave backup Chandra on top of the deck. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still a few snow permanents away from this. Opponent thought seizing themselves. Sure, yeah. Graven Lore is pure dope. Listen, as someone who's cast has a love of dig through time, Graven Lore is the closest we get in this format right now. Hey, thanks for the follow, Streets. Welcome to the channel today. What's the best deck you played on stream that registers Graven Lore? We played some Graven Lore control decks in Standard at the start of the season that were fine. Not amazing, but fine. I was pretty happy with this. Obviously, like, the TLDR is that, like, in the matchups where your Angers and your Sweltering Suns are good, your deck is great. And some of the other matchups, you struggle a little bit. My big takeaway is I wouldn't mind trying this in like a blue-white shell as well, I don't think, because the scry on this ended up being a lot better than I was expecting it to be. It turns out making all of your basic lands into temples adds a lot of consistency to what your deck is doing, which was sweet. Coldsteel Heart also felt very reasonable. Chandra, just a very powerful card in general. I think we won as many games off of Chandra emblems as we did off of Marit Lages in that set, which was fantastic. I just love this card. I could see a world where it's wrong to play this many of it, but if it's wrong to play this many of it, then I don't want to be right, chat. So Ratchet Bomb was a nice find for the sideboard because Death Shadow is running around in this format now. This was actually a card we played in Modern back in the day to make sure you could kill random permanents in blue-red based control decks. Believe it or not, I've been playing terrible blue-red based control decks in Magic for decades now. It's not quite as good as Engineered Explosives, but it'll do in a pinch. So I think the Scries are reasonable enough to go 3-color. Well, so going 3-color means that you need more dual lands to play Magic consistently, which means you're going to have a harder time hitting your snow threshold. So I think you have a really hard time getting to the threshold that you need to trigger this consistently and also play your spells consistently in a 3-color deck.